Let's have a look at the teams at Manchester United without the suspended Juan Mata, and both Memphis and Morgan Schneiderlin are dropped. That was after the poor display at Anfield. In come Jesse Lingard and Herrera and Michael Carrick. Another new name on the bench there, 17-year-old central defender, very fast we're told, Joe-Shaun Williams. As for West Ham, they also make 3 changes with Andy Carroll getting his first start for 2 months. Winston Reid is fit again. He will strengthen the defence returning there. The inform Antonio has to be switched to right back because they do have a few injuries back there. He did play there in the last round at Blackburn. As usual in the FA Cup, number 2 keeper Darren Randolph is in goal. Now then, how are United going to play this?
He's playing in alongside Chris Smalling, Michael Carrick obviously playing in midfield because they're not going with the 3. And also Martial playing out on the left-hand side, so that means Rashford.
Lingard, here's Herrera, nice move so far, Varela. And then Lingard shot is a long way off target. The fans at Anfield, who was banned for that match. Cresswell here, West Ham's first meaningful attack, and they might do something. Carroll couldn't keep it down. United facing Premier League opposition in this year's FA Cup for the first time. And look at this, straight in behind for Emenike! And it was a very, very presentable opportunity. United were caught out.
Yeah, they were caught out, but it was fantastic play from West Ham. What a fantastic first touch this was. Look at this, right foot from Andy Carroll as it's bouncing. And he plays it at the perfect time as well, right into the path. Emenike, miss-hit shot, but a warning shot from West Ham.
They've got 2 in the last round as Slaven Bilic's side thumped in 5 at Ewood Park. Noble. Nice little chip into the path of Aaron Cresswell. Carroll with a header. Plenty of meat on it.
It's like a steam train, isn't he, when he comes running in, when the ball's in the air. Takes a brave one to put the head in where it hurts, but look at that. No eyes anywhere else other than the ball. He's going to win that no matter what. Just go.
Varela. Lingard again. Wants to get the shot away. He does get the shot away, but he really didn't get hold of it.
Yeah, just cutting on inside onto his left foot. Jesse Lingard. Ball into his feet. He gets in a lovely little position.
Champions League action coming to get us back to Upton Park. Noble's played a good ball. Payet. There's danger here. Cresswell on the overlap. Cut back. Oh, big chance for Emenike. And De Gea allowed to make the save.
What a beautiful move from West Ham. This is great from Noble in the middle. Just wriggles through 2 Manchester United players. Sprays the ball outside. Great timing of the run. Great ball from Payet. Comfortable save in the end from
Martial up against Antonio, easily goes past him and gets the cross away. Herrera with a big opportunity. You wondered for a moment.
Yeah, well, first of all, Herrera's screaming for a corner kick and we were right behind it. Pretty certain it was. Just came off Cresswell. This is brilliant from Martial. Gets half a yard, runs past his man. You can quite clearly see it should have.
Martial again, lovely ball from Martial Rojo to cut it back. Herrera couldn't finish it. Great move by Manchester United, but no end product.
Yeah, it's down that left-hand side that Manchester United look really dangerous. This time Martial plays the ball and Rojo knows where his teammates are. Rashford makes a really good run across that near post. And sometimes you make a run and it's not for you, it's to create space for others. And Herrera came into that space.
Here's Fellaini. Martial. Rashford. He was onto it like a flash, wasn't he? Took a little deflection on the way through.
Yeah, this was an intended ball into Martial, but they just took a little deflection and then the ball ricocheted around a bit. And like all good strikers, you just...
Their wits about them here. It is Payet. Emenike tried a header. Still not cleared, comes out to Emenike again. Carroll looking to get one away. And then Antonio, Manchester United's red shirts get the block in the Premier League. So far through to the semi-final. So the winners of this, between the teams lying 5th and 6th in the Premier League, would justifiably perhaps be Herrera to take it. Deep, Martial won the header. Until today. He's got some defending to do first, mind you. It's Herrera. Good contact, but no problem for Randolph. Martial again. Herrera, can he make it count? Reed blocks it on the way through there. Lingard. Rashford, good first touch. And very good goalkeeping from Randolph, but that was a lovely piece of play. Great little cameo from the teenager, Rashford.
Yeah, he's given a goal kick as well, which Marcus Rashford's not happy with. Yeah, looked like a corner.
Appeal.
Ian, this is obviously a huge call for Martin Atkinson. It's a difficult one as well. When I've looked at it, it actually comes off Winston Reid's leg first as he goes to block the ball. And in that situation, for me, that's not a penalty kick. He blocks it with his body, it bounces up onto his arm, and that's a good call not to give the penalty kick.
See what West Ham United do with the new personnel. Payet. Oh, he's gone down there under Rojo's challenge. And this one.
Ian, we've just seen Martin Atkinson get a penalty decision correct. I think he's got this one wrong. I think Marcus Rojo's reaction tells you that he knows he's made contact with the inside of the left leg of Payet, and it's actually a penalty kick, I think. And you'll just see there the contact on the left leg. He's moving at speed, it knocks him over. Should be a penalty kick. And
Payet, the range is, I'd say, 25 to 30 yards, isn't it? But he does have to beat David De Gea. Just brilliant again! Dimitri Payet for West Ham United. Are they on their way to Wembley? That's what he was practicing, Michael.
Wow, well, absolute beauty. And we were there in the last round when he hit a similar free kick against Blackburn. And this one's even better. To beat that man from that distance has to be something special. And that's what it was. Perfect textbook free kick from Payet. As we mentioned, he was practicing them before the game. And as they say, practice makes perfect.
2 in the last round, one just like this at Blackburn. And one of the greatest goalkeepers in the world couldn't sniff it. 11 for the season, for maybe the signing of the season. Then he got a free kick and put it in.
Yeah, that's what great players do. Big moments in big games.
Martial is in here! Oh, and it's just behind, but the flag was up anyway. The flag was up anyway.
Oh, that looked close to me, Ian. I didn't agree with his finish. I thought he should have hit it first time, curled it into the far corner. But this looked close now. Quite a good decision to start with, but I think a simple one as well.
Memphis with his first involvement. Crashed off Noble, and look at this, we've got a foot race on with Payet. And he's still got the going too, he got the better of Varela, but the whistle's gone. The whistle has gone. It will all be pulled back.
Well, this was just a foot race. I think Varela has got the pace of him. Oh, I'm not sure that's a foul.
Now across Rojo. Martial. Lingard. Herrera. Stood up to the back post. Martial has equalised for Manchester United. They are back in it, and you can feel the relief all around Old Trafford.
Well, that might look like an easy finish on your screens, but let me tell you, that was such a difficult finish. It's brilliant play from Manchester United. What about that for a touch? Left foot. He sprays the ball wide and then he gets into the box himself. And this ball is almost going away from him, and to hook it back like that with his left foot running away from goal. It's not an easy skill at all. He makes it look easy, all right.
A first ever FA Cup goal for Anthony Martial, and what a time to score it. How Manchester United needed that. Lanzini's rather overrun that Manchester United have it. Carrick almost invited to shoot against his old club. Well, that'd be a story, wouldn't it? If he got the winner against West Ham, where he was once in the academy.
Yeah, I think he'll be slightly disappointed with that effort. He doesn't strike it at all well. Always just curling wide of the post. Manchester United now make that.
Leo, who's made a few headlines just lately. On he goes and gets a shot away, and De Gea had to be sharp there. That was creeping into the bottom corner.
Oh, we had a lovely little angle of that. That was going into the bottom corner. What a save from De Gea. That is going right in the corner, and he gets a good strong hand on it. He hits this all right. It's skimming across the ground through legs. He must have seen it late. Great save.
From a very, very good goalkeeper. For one moment there, Slaven Bilic thought that West Ham time. Back to Noble. Must have taken a little deflection off a United player, because it's another corner.
No, it was off Kouyaté, wasn't it?
Well, it was. So there'll be a rip, doesn't he? That's not the worst either. Schweinsteiger won the header. Back in the goes. It must be offside. About three of them. Take your pick. Looked like they were going to claim a semi-final place, but it would appear they'll have to do it again at the Bowling Ground. That will be the way of it. Both teams will go into the hat for the semi-final draw tomorrow night. Manchester United saving the game late on from Anthony Martial. Did they deserve that, Mike, would you think?
Yeah, I think it was a fair result. I thought it was a brilliant game, and I think it was a fair result. Let's go again at the Bowling Ground, so you can get into the last four, and whoever wins that game will really fancy themselves to lift this cup.
Really good game, one illuminated by a magnificent free kick from Dimitri Payet yet again to put West Ham ahead. And then Manchester United, who did put a lot of pressure on in the second half, perhaps getting a deserved equaliser from Anthony Martial. You can argue that possibly Randolph was impeded by Schweinsteiger as the cross came in. There we are, all mates. Shake hands, glass of wine afterwards maybe. 1-1, see you again in a while at Upton Park. Lots and lots of big decisions for Martin Atkinson, but there's going to be a replay of this quarter-final, and it should be a good one too. 1-1 here at Old Trafford today.
And as the West Ham players make their way to the away end to thank the 9,000 Hammers who travelled here for their support this Sunday, and weren't they well rewarded with that one? End to end, a wide open game. Both teams doing their best to win it to make it through to the semi-final at Wembley, but it goes to a replay at Upton Park, and rather fittingly, that game will be the last ever FA Cup match played at Upton Park, and it will be an FA Cup quarter-final replay against Manchester United. Not a bad way for the Bowling Ground to say goodbye. Bad way for the Bowling Ground to say goodbye.